Chelsea, guess how many things I like to binge?
6.
Wrong. 3. Cashews, heroin, and TV shows.
Oh, luckily, we have 2 fine, foxy individuals in our studio to talk about TV shows that they like to binge watch.
Yip, yip. Take it away, vixens.
Ow.
Well, classes are almost over, which means that we have more time for the important things, watching TV.
I know, I've been so behind in so many TV shows.
And here are some classics that we like to watch again. That's why we've created a list of TV shows that you should binge watch this summer. Starting off with Pretty Little Liars, and of course, mild spoilers. If you're a fan of the show, then you know PPL is a mystery that keeps on giving. Last season had some pretty big reveals about who A is. And by pretty big, I mean really vague and inconclusive. But regardless, fans celebrated in the biggest clue ever of who A was. Now this summer, you can look back on the 4 seasons of Pretty Little Liars on Netflix before it returns for this summer. Let's take a look back at Rosewood and see if you can spot any of the clues as to who this Charles person is the liars think A is. If you find any, let me know, because sometimes it feels like this show just makes things up as it goes along. Either way, it's fun to look back on the crazy drama that is Pretty Little Liars. Back to a simpler time when there was only one A, Allie was still alive, and the only thing Arya cared about was getting into her teacher's pants.
So next on the list is Gossip Girl, which sadly ended in 2012. So I've been so lost on what's going on the Upper East Side. Season 5 was obviously not one of the best seasons, looking at you, Blair and Dan, but the rest of the seasons are very dramatic, catchy, and made me secretly want to be part of that group. We have to admit that we miss Blair, Serena, Dan, Chuck, Nate, and the rest of our favorites, which is why binge watching this show on Netflix is a must. Rewatching the show will remind you of why we fall in love with it, and perhaps you can find out how in the world Dan is Gossip Girl. I mean, really? I still think the Rhoda would have made more sense. Just saying. XOXO.
Now it's time to take a throwback to the 90s with the teen classic Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It features a young Sarah Michelle Gellar as a kick-ass slayer of evil while trying to live life as a normal teenager. The show, while featuring some dark themes, never fails to make a joke, making it one of the most unique shows I have ever seen. Anytime someone asks for a recommendation for a show, I always point them to Buffy. And with 7 seasons, the show will take some dedication to get through, but honestly, it really seems to fly by. You really get invested with the characters and the mythology, not making it only a great teen show, but a great show overall.
Next on the list is another awesome Kim, who you might know from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I don't like this show just because us share the same name as the character. Tina Fey and Robert Carlock did an amazing job with this show, bringing in references from pop culture while making their own pop culture references. This show knows how dumb it is, and which makes it binge-worthy. Binge watching this show will make your stomach hurt from laughter, make you sing Pinot Noir all the time, and you just won't regret it. Sadly, there's only 13 episodes, which are 30 minutes long, so more than likely you'll finish within the day, or at least I did. But wasting that one day is worth it. Hash brown, no filter.
With only 2 seasons under its belt, Orange is the New Black is a fun, dramatic comedy that doesn't require a lot of time. Commitment. 26 episodes, you can get that done in a day and a half easy. I mean, it's so easy to get swept up with all the drama of a woman's prison and the former lesbian who was sent there. But really, it's these amazing women characters that make the show what it is. I mean, it's equal parts hilarious and heart. And kudos to any show that can make going to prison look not so bad. But be sure to catch up with the Ladies Litchfield before season 3 returns this summer.
So if you haven't seen Bob's Burgers, you should probably stop living under that rock. Bob's Burgers is so hilarious, smart, and witty. I never thought I would be into cartoons again, but the writing of the show is as crisp as their jokes. What makes this show binge-worthy is the 3 Belcher kids, Tina, Louise, and Jean. Those 3 kids are a bunch of troublemakers and are too smart for their age. There's a reason why TV Guide ranked this show as one of the best 60 cartoons of all time. And that is why you should be adding it to your Netflix queue. Trust me, you won't leave your bed when you start binge watching this show.
And that's all we have. Have a great binge watching summer. You know, it's been so great working with you, Kim. I know it's our last show, but you've been awesome, Kim.
And you've been great too, Kim. I love you.
I love
Kim
you so
Square
much,
forever.
Kim. Back to you, Edward and Chelsea.
That was really, really heartfelt and made me cry.
I didn't.
Same. Well, you know what actually is going to make me cry from excitement? Seeing the Avengers trailer.
Or whatever they've cooked up, hopefully, about our senior memories and journey from freshman year to senior year. If they don't do that, I will be very upset.
You sneaky moms, take it away.
I was designed to save the world. People will look to the sky and see hope. I'll take that from them first. There's only one path to peace. Their extinction.
Tried to create a suit of armor around the world. But I created something terrible. Artificial intelligence. It's called the Ultron program.
I'm sick of watching people pay for our mistakes.
Isn't why we fight so we can end the fight and go home?
Well, you amazingly failed.
Here we all are, with nothing but our wit and our will to save the world. So stand and fight.
No way we all get through this.
I got no plans tomorrow night.
I'm always picking up after you boys.
We can tear them apart. From the inside.
That's the best you can do! You had to ask.
Four years.
Wow, I just can't believe it. All this time that we dedicate to Texas Student Television, Sneak Peek especially, and we don't even get a montage.
We don't get a montage.
Every other person in this studio got a montage at the end of there.
One.
Not even one. How many times have I
A
been here
still
so late at
photo
night? All this
slideshow.
time I could have been watching
still
TV.
photo
I could have been
slideshow would
shopping.
have been
I could have been sleeping.
superb.
I could have been swimming. I should have been playing tennis.
Like,
I could have been doing a
dry
bunch of things.
as
But
a
instead, no,
bone.
you didn't have any time. Well, I don't have time
Dry
either.
as a
so
bone.
I don't even know what to do right now. What
Yeah.
are you going to do?
What are they going to do?
What,
Roll the
we've
credits
spent all
on
this
us?
time. I'm planning your
I
banquet.
mean, it's the end of the show.
All these people are
So
seniors
they
and
might as well
graduating,
just
so you
roll
don't
the
even appreciate
credits.
me. Well, I
'Cause
hope
this
that
is
you
gonna-
don't
this
get the same
train,
thing
this
when it
anchor train's
happens.
gonna keep on
I'm
rolling.
furious. So
I'm
stop.
station manager.
I am the executive producer of 2 shows and
In this show.
Hey Edward, have you ever done anything daring?
Have I? I have not.
What? Don't you mean daring like hosting this show for 4 years?
That was my line. Yes, I have hosted this show for 4 years, and that is pretty daring.
Takes a lot of courage, I think.
You know who also has a lot of courage? Blind people. Much like Daredevil. We have a review of Daredevil, the Netflix series by Alfredo. Take it away, Alfredo.
Hello, Sneak Peekers. It's Alfredo Hinojosa, and I'm here to give you some insight into Marvel's new critically acclaimed TV series, Daredevil. It's been 20 days since Daredevil has been streaming into homes worldwide through Netflix. And if you're a big Daredevil fan like I am, or just a big Marvel fan, you probably binge-watched the whole first season in a matter of days, and wow, was it good. For any of you that haven't seen it, I'll keep it fairly spoil-free. Daredevil is about Matt Murdock, played by Charlie Cox, a blind crocheting lawyer starring in small firm with partner and best friend Froggy Nelson, giving their services to the less fortunate people living on Hell's Kitchen. But by night, he becomes a ruthless crime fighter with heightened senses, battling the many forces that seek to take over Hell's Kitchen. I really liked Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock. He was cunning, he was charming, and idealistic as a lawyer who only wants to save and protect Hell's Kitchen from being burned down from the crime syndicate. And so as Daredevil, you can see how serious, determined, and brutal he has to be to put a stop to their plans. I really like the friendship with Froggy Nelson. He is funny, sarcastic, really caring, and delivers the best lines of the whole series. El Grande Avocados! And with Karen Page, who is equally as smart and determined as Matt, can make a great duo, working together to make a name for themselves on the Nelson and Murdoch law firm while trying to make a difference in the world. One of the things I just love about the show is how grounded the whole world is portrayed. It has a dark, gritty tone that's really realistic and pulls you in. Daredevil gets beat up, tired, even loses fights, unlike the movie superheroes that never bleed. The fight scenes on the show are so brutally choreographed. Matt Murdock is a force to be reckoned with. Watch episode 2. The hallway fight is one of the most amazing fight scenes I have ever seen. Daredevil is fighting like 10 guys right and left, and fighting 10 guys is no easy task. What I like is that they show his human side. The wall jumps he performs become half-baked because he's been twice exhausted after a long day, but props to Daredevil for such a creative use of a microwave as a weapon. The attention paid to every shabby detail makes a great scenery, but it isn't just the cinematography that is great, but it's the key to an overarching narrative that involves Matt Murdock against the corporate crime syndicate being run by the unseen and unspoken of Nelson Fisk. I was pleasantly surprised by the kingpin of crime played by Vincent D'Onofrio. I expected to see the live-action version of Wilson Fisk I used to see in the 90s Spider-Man cartoons, but what I really saw was a complex character. He was cruel, callous, and manipulating, but at the same time, he was very uncontrollable. He had these uncontrollable childlike fits of rage that makes him really brutal, and Jesus, he's a brutal, that prowls him, but at the same time, blinds him. Interestingly, he has a love story that he is just so socially awkward in dating that you just root for him to be able to get the girl. To me, Wilson Fisk is hands down the most remarkable MCU villain I've ever seen. Well, let's wait for Ultron. In the end, guys, Daredevil is one of the most smartest pieces of superhero cinema that I've seen in a long time. It has the elements of Batman Begins that you like, and elements of the Marvel Cinematic Universe that you like. It has a great relatable hero, a worthy cast, and an amazing villain. If you haven't seen it, I urge you to do it, and if you have, then rejoice in the fact that the second season was confirmed for next year. Well, that was my review for Daredevil. Now it's time to bring on the Avengers. Tweet us your thoughts on Daredevil, or if you've seen the Avengers movie tonight, tweet us on Sneak Peek TV. Bye, won't see you again.
Hey Edward, what are you doing?
Getting ready to run really fast.
Why?
Because I have to go do a real talk right now, and I have to change, as you will see.
Go! Go!
Hey Sneak Peek, it's Edward, here for my last ever Real Talk. I'm graduating in just a few short weeks, and you know, there are a lot of movies centered around college graduations. The Graduate, starring Dustin Hoffman. So I thought it would be fun to go out and ask other UT students what they're planning to do after they graduate. And I did, and the results were shocking. What steps will you take to ensure that you don't die penniless in a shallow ditch?
I mean, that's why I'm here right now, getting my petroleum engineering degree.
Pretty smart, thank you. Collectively or just individually, do you ever think after you graduate and get a job that you will ever have boat money? Can you define boat money? I think it's pretty clear. After graduating and getting a job, do you feel secure or confident in the fact that you might have a large saltwater aquarium in your house?
I'm working hard to make sure that I'm financially secure after graduation. And
what fish would you put in the aquarium?
a betta fish, big betta fishes.
I think those are freshwater.
Okay, never mind. Give me some saltwater fish.
There's regal blue tangs.
Okay, I would put lots of regal blue tangs. It sounds pretty.
Sir, have you ever been in a The Graduate starring Dustin Hoffman situation where your significant other's mom has tried to seduce you and you've stated, "Ma'am, you're trying to seduce me"?
No, I've never been in that situation.
What would you do in such a situation?
If she was trying to seduce me?
Yes.
I'll let her a little bit.
Where would you stop?
When my clothes are off.
You would stop when your clothes are off?
Yes.
Do you know, on average, what the national average is, or the amount of people each year, graduates whose kneecaps are broken by student debt collectors?
18,000?
16.
16, like 16 flat.
Just 16 people, all of whom borrowed money by Big Vinny Milano. That's sort of what you get.
Oh wow, well I was definitely way off.
Stay away from Big Vinny is the lesson of the day.
Thank you, I'm glad I ran into you.
Yeah, I actually want to jump on the Hillary Clinton campaign and hopefully travel throughout the primaries with them and then see where that goes. Maybe work in the battleground states for her.
Cool. How soon afterwards do you expect yourself in the brothels turning tricks?
In the what? Never.
Never?
Never.
Handsome boy like you do very well. They'd call you Hazel Eyes, and you dance away, and they just throw coins at you.
Oh, yeah?
When you graduate, should by then we be in some sort of post-apocalyptic wasteland, how soon do you think you will last until the Flesh Raiders come in and basically capture you?
Hopefully I can walk the stage before that happens because I plan on doing stuff big in the community, but if not...
They care nothing for the community. The community is long gone and buried under sand.
Oh, and I'll probably last about 2 months, maybe.
2 months? All right, great. Thank you so much.
Wow, Edward, you move really, really fast.
Oh yeah, wait. Okay, start over.
Wow, so quick.
Very.
Very fast. You know what else I hope goes by fast?
This commercial break.
Yes. Hi, it's our last episode of Sneak Peek. Ever.
That it is, Chelsea. And first, we're going to kick it off with our pre-programmed intro. So play the intro.
Go.
I don't want this roller coaster to end.
You shouldn't cry. Crying is not for boys.
You're right, it's not. And you know what's also not for boys? Apparently News Desk, because Rachel Robillard is doing it.
That's sexist. Take it away, Rachel.
Hey there, I'm Rachel Robillard, and I'm here to share with y'all the last News Desk of the year. Wow, the last News Desk. Where has the time gone? It's so sad. But who has the time to be sad when there has been so much happy entertainment news this week? I mean, Kanye West makes me happy. Taylor Swift makes me happy. Just the thought of putting Kanye and Taylor together in studio creates an overly happy Rachel. There are rumors that Kanye and Taylor might be spending some downtime making new music together. In an interview with ET this week, Taylor made comments about Kanye having a lot of amazing ideas. Although Taylor and Kanye have not been in studio together yet, she said she completely respects him as a producer. I truly like how Taylor and Kanye are respectful towards each other and their music. The duo has come a long way since Kanye infamously stole Taylor's thunder at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards. Speaking of stealing the thunder, Justin Bieber stole the show when he crashed Chatsworth Charter High School senior prom in Southern California over the weekend. Multiple students tweeted they danced with Bieber and had the best prom ever with his appearance. Ooh baby, Justin Bieber has my vote for prom king. He's a very attractive man, and if he were on Tinder, I'd swipe right. I mean, why isn't he on Tinder? Hillary Duff is. That's right guys, Hillary Duff has returned to the dating scene and admits she has been using the popular Tinder app to help her find a new man. She went on her first Tinder date Tuesday night, and she went to the bowling alley. She did bring some friends with her to lighten up the mood. Talk about a lucky swipe right. The thing about Tinder is you have to be patient. You'll get those matches. I mean, I'm waiting very patiently over here to get matched with someone. Anyone. But most importantly, I'm patiently waiting, anxiously waiting for the arrival of the royal baby. Kate Middleton is now a week past her April 23rd due date. Yesterday, the royals celebrated their 4th wedding anniversary in the festive ceremony at Westminster Abbey, marking the moment they said "I do" on April 29th, 2011. Congratulations, Kate and William, and I am still here waiting for the royal baby to come into the world. Any day now, right? Be sure to follow Sneak Peek's social media accounts to stay updated on daily entertainment news. You know we'll be sharing when the royal baby is born, the gender of the baby, how much the baby weighs, what dress Kate will be wearing when she leaves the hospital, how happy Kate and William will be when the royal baby arrives. Well, you get the gist. You can follow us on Twitter at Sneak Peek TV. That's all the entertainment news I have for the year. Thank you for watching my final segment of News Desk. Take care and ta-ta.
Hi, Edward. Do you ever get excited?
No,
Why not?
because excitement is for the weak.
Aw, man. Well, there are a couple excited girls here talking about movies they want to see this summer.
Movies, I'm so excited.
Let's take it away, guys.
Hey, Jewel Sharp here. So, there's less than 2 more weeks of school left, which means it's time to start getting excited for summer and all the new summer movies that are going to be coming out. And if you're graduating like me, you'll have all the time in the world to watch them, right? First movie I'm excited to see is the remake of the hit horror classic Poltergeist. I'm a huge fan of scary movies, and I'm really curious to see how well this version contemporizes the story of the suburban family whose home is haunted by evil forces while still staying true to the original script. Also, with all the new technology in the film industry these days, they could potentially pull off a lot of realistic-looking supernatural CGI effects. Even though the remakes like Halloween and The Thing turned out not so great, I'm always a sucker for giving remakes a chance, and who doesn't love a good scare, or a possible one, hopefully. Second, Jurassic World. It's mostly based off of pure curiosity, if nothing else. When I first heard of this movie coming out, I laughed, because I mean, friendly velociraptors? Velociraptors? How is that supposed to work? But then I thought, well, that's kind of cute, right? Can you imagine being best friends with a velociraptor and getting to ride around one on like your everyday horse? Sounds like a dream, I know. Anyways, I am a huge fan of the Jurassic Park series, and I really want to know what the people who built Jurassic World didn't seem to learn from the past, not 1, not 2, but 3 movies. Let's hope it all works out great this time. Fingers crossed. At least we have those raptors on our side. Third is Pitch Perfect 2. Of course. Who could say no to another film of Anna Kendrick plus Rebel Wilson? No one. Well, if you could, then you just proved my point, but still you're dumb. This movie is rated PG-13 for lots of innuendo and language, so you know it's going to be good, and that is probably going to have more mermaid dancing. Also, I heard Demi Lovato is supposed to make an appearance, which is going to be super exciting. Well, for me, if not for anyone else. And instead of rivaling against an all-male a cappella group, their enemies will be these international champions from Europe with cool accents and who wear black all the time and which sounds a lot more intimidating if I'm being honest. So, the story is the Barton Bellas enter a worldwide competition that an American group has never won in order to regain their status and right to perform after a slight little mishap in front of the president on his birthday. So the pressure is definitely on. It will be in theaters May 15th, so get ready. And last but not least, well, maybe least actually, is the new Pixar movie Inside Out. First of all, the cast is amazing. Amy Poehler, Bill Hader, Mindy Kaling, Phyllis Smith, and Louis Black. I'm definitely expecting it to surprise me and make me laugh harder than any other kid watching this children's movie. The story is about a girl named Riley who is uprooted from her Midwest life when her father starts a new job in San Francisco. Riley and everyone else are guided by their emotions: joy, fear, anger, disgust, and sadness. These personified emotions live in headquarters, the control center outside Riley's mind. And suddenly, her emotions plunge into chaos and they compete for control of her mind. Wow, mind control. Sounds like your typical kid's story, right? Well, all in all, this movie looks really cute and I know that I'm gonna watch it because my emotions are gonna make me. I just have one more question. What's controlling the emotions controlling Riley? Is it a never-ending inception of smaller and smaller personified emotions all controlling each other with no foreseeable stopping point, and it just goes on and on and on? Wow, it looks like my emotions have plunged into chaos, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Back to you guys.
I know, I'm really excited now.
You know what I'm also very excited for? Contrary to the talk before this, a commercial break so that we can catch a breather. Take it away.